Good evening, everyone. How are you doing tonight? It's Dadman Walking 55 right here. And how dare I do this? I cannot do this. This is wrong of me because this is not a Dadman solo show. This is a great, incredible. I got a co-host, the cat herself, the great Daisy Blossom. Kitty, I'm sorry to have had you in the back with the lead in. How are you tonight?
Fine back there. I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, you
Kitty
know,
cat
you
hiding kitty cat hiding behind the stage, waiting to pounce. It's all good.
Oh, okay. Well, part of the surprise to pop out and surprise somebody. But hey, how are you doing tonight?
I'm quite good. How are you?
Well, it's been a good day. Got things done at work. It's really rainy and ugly and overcast, misty here. Uh, kind of like this. I think we're going to go with this movie, folks. It's before I spoil too much. It's going to be. Oh my
No.
goodness.
See, it's not raining. It's
Uh huh.
very, very bright from the nuke.
Oh yeah. Did anybody lock your refrigerator?
Yep. You all have your refrigerators, chat. Do you all have your refrigerators ready?
Oh
This is
gosh.
not a test. This is
No.
actually happening, so you need your refrigerators ready.
We ended up with this stream idea a while back because of people in the chat of the last one where we looked at Last Crusade, and people voted for us to do this by quite a good margin.
Think they voted to do this because they thought it would be funny to watch us have a nuclear meltdown.
Well, before I spoil too much about that, yeah, I had something. I don't know if it's nuclear enough. I don't know if it's a meltdown. But so, shall we? We got 9 people with us already, so we go ahead and greet the chat.
Yes, the chat is currently on fire
I
about telling me
know.
about their
Well,
refrigerators.
we're way back here with Shooter. Shooter was here well before show, actually saying, "Are you really subjecting everyone to this? I mean, the fridge man, the fridge alone is enough to turn around and walk away." Well, y'all voted for it. Y'all voted for it, so we did it. So,
Yep, your fault.
Mike, yeah, Mikey Susie Ford's here, owns the film collection. Crystal Skull ain't the greatest of the 5 indie films, but like the others, it has special scenes. 4 indie films, according to, and I don't. I hate being a snob, but it's like the fifth one I will not watch from everything.
Oh, I'm
Hell
not
to
going to
you,
watch. No.
hell to you, JT, and we can talk about it a little bit later because I'm gonna when we get through and greet everybody, I'm gonna tell everybody the synopsis, kind of the situation we're in, give them a sit rep for this stream because it's gonna be special. But Daisy Blossom, hello with the popcorn. JT said hello again. Let's see. I hope he's saying he's hope we're well watching Buck Rogers, which of course is Friday night at 9 p.m. We're gonna have that with JT, Daisy, and Hungry Boy. So you were watching it, so okay. Um, oh gosh, I'm not sure what this Emperor Palpatine cloak with a fur hat is about, but hey, that's interesting.
Friday. No
Friday,
spoilers, JT. No spoilers.
exactly. So, and Mrs. is here, says hello to everyone.
Hi,
Hello,
Mrs.
Mrs. And Buddy, hey, howdy, Buddy. Good to see you again. So, hey,
Hello.
don't forget the nuke the like button. Exactly.
Yes, please nuke the like button.
And keep your fridges clean, Masters. How are you tonight? The fridge is clean, I swear. Magnets. Yes.
I like the magnets, yes.
Oh my god. Oh gosh. Mikey says Indy, the atom bomb, and aliens. There you go. Buddy says this isn't wacky racist. Guess the wrong Muttley. All right. JT is speaking in German. Guten Abend, mein Freund.
Yeah, pretty
How,
close. I mean,
did I do that somewhat okay?
pretty good except for the second word. I don't think it's abind. I think it's
Abend.
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 Guten Abend, mein Freund.
Mein Freund.
Friend. Guten Abend, mein Freund. Guten Abend, mein Friend.
Well, you know what? I didn't take German in school.
I
have a German friend though.
I know Guten Tag. I know Guten Tag or Guten Morgen.
That's Guten Morgen. Yes, good morning.
Yeah. He says it's a
moving on from the German lesson.
Yeah, I don't know. He said it was a teaser, not a spoiler. So,
Okay.
wait, we got you here. So, all right. So, you guys grade me on it, Masters JT. Admiral Teague, you are here. Good to see you. We
Hello, hello.
You can pontificate all you want to, just keep it clean. It's fine.
Tell us about those refrigerators. Yep.
Yes, exactly. And Larry, M3 Larry, you
That's
told
fine,
me
Larry.
another way. Yeah, Millie, I think you mentioned the other day another. I think maybe Millie to call you,
Okay.
but yeah, I think so. If I got that right, let me know. If not, let me know. Mrs. says today is clean your refrigerator day, so how appropriate. Admiral, when we get there, I really want to get in depth on just why there was food in that refrigerator on top of everything. So, well, we can do that. We can do that.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow, what a nice coincidence. She might be. All right. I would thought JT or Master would have said how great of me on my German, though. But anyway, good to see y'all. We got 9 people here, 8 on the YouTube side, 1 on the Twitch side. Go ahead and make sure you follow us on the Twitch side. Hit that like button and subscribe on the YouTube side. So we get keep the growth up. I am going to have to start planning the 500 stream, Daisy. I'm looking at a date in December, early December, to get a little bit past the Thanksgiving holiday. It's kind of what I'm looking at. So
it's your channel, sir. I am just the co-host on the movies and the TV stuff.
Oh well, I'm always looking for good feedback too. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for, to do something like that. Maybe do it a little bit different than some of the other ones that I've done. Just it's hard to tell. I got options, but trying to clear the calendar around for it. Try to see what I want to do with it, and because of you great people, we've hit 500. We're at 511 now. So, you know what I found out though, Daisy, and I don't mind. I'm stalling a little bit. People understand why I'm stalling. I'm giving people a few more minutes to come in. But there's a reason why I'm stalling too. But would it be wrong to subscribe to my own channel?
I've never heard of anyone doing it, but here's the thing: no one's ever said they didn't either. So.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. Chat, let us know.
Yeah, because I'm really curious to see what people have to say, because I'm kind of torn, because I feel like I'm cheating if I do, but then again, it's like, well, why not? Because I'm a viewer. So, Admiral Teague hasn't. Okay, all right. So, and Mrs. says, I am not kidding. Mrs.
Today is actually clean your refrigerator
day. Yeah, it is actually clean your refrigerator day. Wow. And your full name is Melanie. Okay, Melanie. Okay, Melanie. Yes, that will be okay, Melanie. All right, thank you. All right. I'd like to get it right. And Melanie's over on the Twitch side, folks. Yay! We love Twitch over there too.
Over there on Twitch. That's where I usually am.
Yes. It's a first-time chat. Sorry, Melanie. Good to see you. I'm going to say.
Welcome. Yes, I'm usually over on the Twitch side because I'm a co-host on a Twitch stream over there. But, yeah, welcome.
Yes,
we love people over on Twitch. At least the kitty cat loves people over on Twitch.
Yeah, actually, speaking of that, I have 103 follows on Twitch.
That's what I thought. I thought you were over 100.
I need to do a special celebration over there too, just for the Twitch people too. So it'll probably be gaming or something. We'll see. I'll have to figure out that. Yes. Okay.
An adorable emote. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a bunt cake day. I mean, it's bunt cake day.
It's exactly. Bunt cake. Yeah, we're going to have a red velvet one, I think.
No, I think. Oh, Mrs. Did you really make a red velvet? I thought it was going to be chocolate or lemon.
Oh, did I blow something? I'm so sorry, Mrs.
No. Nice little
the little emotes over on Twitch. I love the
emotes. Yep. Yes, that's the thing with Twitch. We got 12 people watching us now. Hey, thank you, everybody.
Woohoo!
Mr.
We haven't even said anything.
Is here. Red velvet bunt cake. Actually, they started calling it butt-shaped bunt cake, and I had to watch the whole thing at work, and it was just insane. Archer Colin, all hell to you, sir. On the other side of the pond, where it's like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Don't know what to stream about. There are only 3 Indiana Jones movies. Well, sir, stay with us and let's have your feedback on it, because we are going to have a poll, and we will probably. I'm okay. I'm hurricaning right now. Let me get through this chat real quick. My wife hates red velvet cake. I wonder why I make so many of them. Red velvet. Oh, it is a red velvet. I only had the red velvet cakes. I told you that, all caps.
Mm-hmm. He's a husband. They have husband ears. They tune
It doesn't
their
matter
wives
what we
out.
have. It's what it is. I built up expectation in my mind. Oh, well.
Well,
Yeah,
wipe
monkeys.
those out of your mind.
All right.
I know, monkeys. They're cute
Yeah.
monkeys, though. They're those little capuchin.
Melanie's saying, "Don't talk about food. I'm hungry." Well, Melanie, better grab some food really quick, because many times we
Out of
end
your
up on
fridge.
food.
Take
Yes,
some food out of the
exactly.
fridge.
Clean that fridge out. Yes, and Stunning had a steak tonight, so.
Ah.
Now Archer says, "Not sure I know what red velvet is in relation to a cake. It's how would you describe it? It's like red cake mix, but it's a little richer. It's usually it was like a cream cheese icing. I think
Yes.
it looks very, very velvety. It looks very rich. That's why it gets the name red velvet. You know, like a piece of clothing or fabric. So, all right. Well, we are 12 minutes in. So, Melanie, you can't eat. It's 2:12. All right. We will try to hold the food chat down, because we are into this thing tonight. Thank you for joining us at 2:12 in Germany. I know Archer Carlin is at least midnight there. So, all right, folks. Gotcha. All right. As you know, Daisy and I have done movies for probably 9 months, 9 months or something. So, we've done movies. We did Demolition Man. We did a lot of the Terminator movies, the 3 real Terminator movies. Then we got into this series. We did the 3 real Indiana Jones movies. Then we left it to the chat the last time to should we do 4 or not, or pick a different movie. Well, the chat, I think 2-1 said yes, do this movie. All right.
So we're doing it for you, chat. We watched it.
The problem is really this. This is probably not going to be one of the best streams that I've done in terms of movie detail and stuff. And I'll just be honest with you, because we're just going to we're going to have to chase squirrels, have fun with this thing, because I'm like a hurricane with no steering currents. Which, if you know anything about hurricanes, especially Floridians and people in the South, when a hurricane has no steering currents, it just sits there and meanders in the same spot for days. Okay. I've hated movies before. I hated The Village. I wanted to walk out of Solo. Going to watch this movie again. I don't even know how to put in words, Daisy, what I saw again last night. I don't know where to, I mean, we can start and try to move through the movie, but there's nothing that I can go that overwhelms me, or it's just kind of a big meh burger. So any other thought? What do you think with that?
Well, I guess maybe I wasn't quite as unfocused about it as you. I can't say that I liked the movie, because I didn't. And I sort of felt like, oh, thank you. You have a wonderful day when you wake up later.
Well, Melanie, we're not going to talk food for a while, so that's the issue. But I know it's late over there. But thank you for coming in and saying hi. And if you lurk, just lurk away off to Dreamland. So, all right.
Yep.
Go ahead, Daisy.
So, as we said last month, I was going to say last month when we did this, the third one had such a fantastic, perfect ending for a series, especially a series like this, which is swashbuckling, archaeologist, Saturday morning serial type shows. It was perfect. And then to wait a long time until I think it was 2008 and then release this one, it almost seemed like, I don't know, were they just a cash grab? Harrison Ford likes the character, which he does, so he didn't say no. I don't know why you would go from hunting more standard archaeological types of things to crystal skulls and aliens. I don't quite, I guess, I don't know. I wasn't quite as lost as you. I guess I was focused on what do I like and what did I not like about the movie. So I don't think I was a hurricane parked in one location.
Yeah.
I think I was more like
I-
a driving rainstorm. Let's just get to the end of this
blow through
and
it.
then wash this away.
Yeah, it left me because basically what we have here is that the plot summary is it's 1957. Indiana Jones becomes entangled in a Soviet plot to uncover a secret behind the mysterious artifacts known as the Crystal Skull. So basically, let's see the synopsis. In 1957, Colonel Dr. Irina Spalko and a convoy of Soviet agents posing as U.S. soldiers infiltrate a military base in the Nevada desert. They captured archaeologist Indiana Jones and forced him to lead them to a crate in Hangar 51, which holds the remains of an extraterrestrial creature that crashed 10 years before at Roswell, New Mexico. Indy uses both gunpowder and shot to find the crate, which has magnetic properties. Indiana attempts to escape, but is foiled by his partner Mac, who reveals he's working with the Soviets. After a fight and elaborate vehicle chase through the warehouse, elaborate, yeah, Indiana escapes on a rocket sled into the desert, where he stumbles upon a nuclear test down and survives a nuclear blast by hiding in a lead-lined refrigerator. They don't make them like that anymore, do they?
No, they don't.
While being debriefed, Indiana Jones discovers he is under FBI investigation because of Mac's ties to the Soviets. He returns to Marshall College, where he's offered an indefinite leave of absence to avoid being fired because of the investigation. At a train station,
I want to say,
yeah,
I'm sorry. I did have a good note about that.
Okay.
The guy above him said, "You're lucky that you're getting pay and all that. I had to work really, really hard." And then Indy is mad at him. He says, "Indy, I quit."
Oh, yeah.
So his friend he resigned because his friend felt so strongly about this being wrong that he was willing to resign. I thought that was cool. Go ahead. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Oh, no problem. And we'll hold on to those points, and we can actually come back on those. So basically, then you get the train station where Mutt's going down the loading thing, and with his motorcycle, he gets Indy off the train. They go to a little diner where they start talking about the history, Mutt and his mom, and things like that, and this letter, and then they get accosted by a couple of Russian agents, and then one of the funnier scenes in the movie, they start a fight to get out and get away from the Russian agents.
That's funny.
So then they travel to Peru. I love how in the 1950s and 30s they got around the whole world like crazy, But
yeah, they did.
Yeah, Indiana Mutt discovered that Oxley was locked in a church-operated psychiatric hospital until the Soviets kidnapped him. In the former cell, Indiana discovers clues to the grave of Francisco de Orellana, a conquistador who went missing in the 1500s while seeking Akator. And then I'm going to try to not read all. Basically, he and Mutt are captured again, exiting, and then they come across Marion, Mutt's mother, Indy's ex-lover, and that's where Indiana learns the Soviets believe the skull, which magnetically attracts even non-ferrous objects, is from an extraterrestrial life form and holds great psychic power. So Oxley's had a mental breakdown due to overexposure to the skull's power. That's when Marion reveals that Mutt's real name is Henry Jones III, and he is Indiana's son. Then they all escape the Soviets. Wow. And of course, the really big scene about the swarm of killer Saifu ants, and escaping on an amphibious vehicle. I love Marion just driving off the side with that one. They get out with that. Let's see.
3 drops. So, there will be 3 drops.
And then Mac enters the temple with Indiana and the group. He's actually leaving a trail of homing devices for Spalko to follow. Of course, they bring him back in, and he still is a spy. So the group enters the temple, and Indiana uses a skull to open the door to a chamber tomb. 13 crystal skeletons, one missing a skull, are seated on thrones. The Soviets arrive and again reveal Mac's complicity. Spalko places the skull onto the skeleton, begins communicating to the group through Oxley using a Mayan dialect. translate the aliens want to give them a great gift. Spalko demands to know everything, and the skulls begin transferring knowledge into her mind. Okay. That's what we talked about earlier. As a portal to another dimension appears over the room, Oxley regains his sanity and explains that the aliens are interdimensional beings who taught the Uga warriors their advanced technology. Oh dear God, this gets worse. I didn't even catch this stuff the first time through.
I caught all of
Oh,
that.
uh,
They had not cave paintings, but wall paintings
yeah, but
when they were
interdimensional
walking
stuff,
in. Oh,
interdimensional stuff.
well,
That's I
not
just
that, but that they taught the native
yeah.
people to
Yeah,
be.
that I get, but it's like this interdimensional stuff. When you start interdimensional and time travel, I'm gone. It's just I
Mhm.
can't help it. It just so basically the all the knowledge overwhelms Spalko and causing her to ignite and disintegrate. Uh, Her essence absorbing the portal, the temple crumbles and a flying saucer rises from the debris and disappears as the Amazon River floods the valley. After they return home, Indiana is magically reinstated, made associate dean at Marshall College, and he and Marion are married.
Yep.
At least they did that right. At least we got the
And
ending that we should have always gotten until they did this bombastic. I can't cuss with you on the show. I feel like I feel like but because I was going to call it BS, because
you can call it that. That's
the
fine.
the last movie was like they just undid the perfect ending. We'll jump ahead. You and I talked to Indiana Jones: Last Crusade. Wasn't that a perfect ending? The
Yes.
four riding off into the sunset to that glorious
Yep.
theme music.
Yep.
Okay, this one, okay, fine, but at least Indiana got the girl and they married, and they couldn't stand enough of
Yeah.
success. So anyway, did you have any thought with the? Did you like this ending? How did this ending compare to Crusades?
Um, I mean, it's cute that they got married. You know, we get to see a wedding and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. I really liked the ending from The Last Crusade.
Right.
I could imagine that Indy and Marion got back together or whatever. It was just a perfect, literally riding off into the sunset was perfect.
Yeah.
And I
I,
really, even at the time that this movie
uh,
came out in 2008, I was like, we don't need a fourth one. Why do we need another movie? So even back then, I was thinking, well, it's all about the money. And yes, the CGI gophers were hysterical.
yeah, I know, and I'm
So
like this. I don't supernatural exactly, not aliens. So yeah,
yeah,
exactly. And I know Mikey's also liked talking on his channel about a lot of the Indiana Jones stuff. Big Mac, yeah, was working for the Soviets.
yep.
Exactly. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that was
Let me.
weird
I'm
too.
going
I
to
mean,
flag.
I don't know. It was convoluted.
Yeah, I'm going to masters. I'm going to star one of your comments. I'm going to come back to that because I want to expand that a little bit more with that because I think that deserves some serious talk and consideration. I
I'm
like
sorry, which one?
it. It's a starred one. It's this
Oh,
comment right
I'll
here.
find it.
I want to come back to this one. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, they do compensate. Well, hey, gaming or what? Good to see you. Howdy to
Yes.
you. Good to
Hello.
see you. Um, see the diner and Peru scenes. That's about it. Um,
I
Indiana
liked the
Jones.
diner scene. I
Mm-hmm.
will say that Indiana Jones meets the War Doctor. That's good. I like it. I will say that the beginning of this movie, um, not so much the quote unquote hangar 51 that was supposed to be area 51 in Nevada. That was eh. But when he goes back to the college and then he meets with Mutt and they have the thing in the diner
Mm-hmm.
slash coffee shop. The college, the things on the college, that was beautiful. The cars, the motorcycle, the difference between the greasers and the football playing guys with the Letterman jackets. All of that I thought was really well done. And then
Right.
once the quote unquote archaeology bit started, this most of the sets looked like they were inside in, you know, on a sound stage and they were awful. And I'm like, I don't know. Did we spend all the money at the beginning of the movie, and then did you write that? Did you write this movie as you go? Oh well, we got to get Indiana to go somewhere now, so let's write it as we go. It was all over the place.
Well, we talked about it a little bit before that it seemed like it started kind of okay. It had something of a start. So
yes, you could have gone with the
You know,
Crystal Skull thing without them being aliens too. I mean,
yeah,
there is a
yeah, but
skulls
still,
with warped
but
heads and all that.
but yeah, but Daisy, the whole thing started. It started how they came in seriously. They took over the base. They did all this stuff. Then they were looking for this thing, and then all of a sudden we find them on a nuke range, and then this whole thing led to memes like this.
Because I'm sorry, I don't care if that thing is lined with 18 feet of whatever. If you got bounced around in a tiny little box and rolled all over the desert, I can assure you, you are not coming out okay.
I'm like,
Not happening.
it's like the jump the shark moment on Happy Days.
Yes.
It really was. It was like
well, the other thing that was, they made Indy sort of silly at that point. He goes running into this town, and it's like he's knocking on the doors like he thinks people live there when there's like mannequins outside and
Yeah.
stuff. I'm like, come on, Indy's not that stupid. And anyone would know what that sound was when the alarm went off, the air raid siren. He's like, oh, that can't be good or something like that. And I'm going,
Yes.
yeah, come on, you know what that means.
Yeah, especially
And
back
then
in the
it dawned
50s.
on him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially in the 50s, you had air raid drills and stuff like this. And
Yes,
drills.
the duck and cover drills.
Exactly. The missus remembers them. I don't remember them, but we
I
lived
remember them
within 30 miles of each other. But see, I didn't remember them in school in the 70s. But apparently, where she went to school in another county, they were doing them still in the 60s and 70s. So
they were doing them in the 60s where I lived out in California too. Yeah. Along with earthquake drills, obviously, but
oh gosh.
But anyway,
yeah, it's crazy. But see, here's a scene we got with him with the line fridge, the superpower fridge, that can so good it can stand a nuclear blast. The car didn't, that's the thing. The car didn't stand with the Russians in it. They got vaporized, but damn, this refrigerator was like bigger than a Timex.
Who needs to go build one of those shelters? They were in the 50s. People were putting shelters in their underground in their backyards. Who needs a bunker? Just jump in the fridge. It's fine.
I know.
And then you can get out of the fridge, and the ground won't be radiated at all. You're fine. Yeah. You're fine.
Well, the beginning was not too bad with the fights and stuff, and it was interesting to see the way they had kidnapped them, and that was kind of a cool the way they took out the guards at the beginning of the gate. It came in fairly serious, and then the whole lead. I mean, they really did a good job, I think, through that, trying to find what they were looking for at the early part. But then
and they came in a military on the road.
Mm-hmm.
With the girls that wanted to race the car. The guys were driving their car, and they wanted who they thought were the army to chase.
That threw me off. That threw me off. I will say that was a good misdirection. It threw me off. I figured, although that one guy looking like the officer was kind of funny, but hello to Mr. Angel.
The one wanted to do it. And the other guy's shaking his head. No,
I know.
So that was interesting.
Well, good evening, Mr. Angel. Glad to see you here. And Wes Cagle is here with us tonight. You get cooked alive in the fridge. It's not like thermal blast gets negated by the lining. Exactly. The heat. Exactly.
The heat.
Exactly. So, like we said, it was actually a fairly decent start, and then that happened. So let me go back a little bit, and we'll keep moving through the movie a little bit here. Let me some things I wanted to address. Yeah, I'll have to learn German. Hey, did you hear what I said earlier in German? Did I do okay with that? That's the one thing I did not get to hear. If y'all like what I said earlier, how I pronunciated it or something like that. JT Kurt says there are 4. Thank you. What would I do without you? My school teacher here. I'm surrounded with school teachers. Yes. JT Kurt said there are only 4 issues with the movie: the beginning, middle, end, and Shia LaBeouf. which is a crazy. There's some anyway. There's some TikToks or YouTube stuff out there. Once you've seen aliens in any film, you can't unsee them. Yes, exactly, Mikey Susie Ford. Aliens and time travel and multi-dimensionals. That's stuff that gets me. I can't do. I'm going to hold off on
time travel.
I want to hold off on this one from Masters. I'm going to catch up the chat. Go ahead with the time travel comment.
I was going to say time travel is very difficult to properly pull off in a movie because you kind of have to, this doesn't have time travel, but you have to pick what time travel rule you want to use and then stay with that through the whole movie. Like I'm going to go back, like Marty McFly, and what I do in the past will affect the future, or however you want to do it, or a closed loop, but you have to stick with it. And most people don't. They play around with that. So then it's hard. And then aliens are fine if it's a legit sci-fi movie, but Rich Pizza, yes, that too. This is not set up as a sci-fi type of franchise. It's a swashbuckling, archaeological, somewhat grounded in reality. I get it, the Ark of the Covenant and all that, but that's not aliens.
Mm-hmm.
This is mixing your genres to a point where it's too crazy. It's too out there.
Right. I agree. It was a whole bunch of stuff that didn't fit. But Masters, remember what Mrs. said. It is National Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day. So, hey, duck dive and fly out with the fridge. Yeah, exactly. Keep it clean because you have to throw it out. So, and we talked about that. Yeah, exactly, like a jelly donut. So, hey, all right.
No,
you didn't get an alert? You didn't get an alert? Oh, man. I did get it out onto the Discord, but hey, YouTube does that weird stuff with not notifying. Masters Indiana Jones and the Flying Fridges. I like that. Yeah, so I don't know. This scene was hilarious ode to the duck and cover, and we find. That was kind of cool with our travel up to South Dakota, seeing the missile sites, as you would see that, some of the all the talk back there too. Oh man, let's see. What did I say in German? I do not remember.
It was written in chat.
It was written in chat. Wrote... Oh, okay. Yes, this is what I was reading. Guten Abend, mein Freund. Guten Abend, mein Freund.
It's getting, yes, good evening, my friend.
Okay, all right. So if I pronounce it, okay, thank you.
But you got worse. You were better earlier on.
Okay, I think I'm rushing it. Guten Abend, mein Freund. Freund. Guten Abend, mein Freund.
Yeah, you can say friend.
Friend. Guten Abend, mein Freund. Okay.
All right.
Sorry. Mutt was obviously a wild one we got. So, hey, welcome to German and foreign languages with Dad Man. Hey, Masters wants to do something around the holidays, with me. So that's going to involve 3 languages. So,
how exciting!
Right. Exactly. So, Jess, good to see you today. Okay, Teague, now's the time to start opening up. Teague says, okay, maybe when India cracked open the shotgun shell, I rolled my eyes a little, but then stabilized for a little while. Yeah, but at least that had a means, that the metal, that there was attraction, that would to do.
I mean, it was, but then the rolling ball thing, and I mean, it was mildly amusing.
I wasn't rushing it. The movie was rushing it. Good one, JT.
Yeah, and the movie shouldn't have been rushing it. It should have gone back to the other bad guys. They're much better bad guys. I'm sorry, with all due respect to Russia.
But when I think that's what this last movie suffered for, just not having seen it, is they, of course, it was like cherry picking the bad guys and used time travel backwards to be able to throw the bad guys in. I mean, which looks like just a clickbait, a money grab. So,
well, this sort of does too.
Mr. Angel said, "Is that a couple million Germans I hear screaming?" He said, "Nice try. German is difficult to learn. Appreciate the effort." All right. So that tells me all I need to know, which is like the missus with my British accent. Stop.
Oh yeah, your
You
British
know.
accent to stop. I'm sorry, dude, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, but yeah, we go from this, then all of a sudden he gets, and I'm trying to figure out how he got rounded up after surviving the fridge and
Well, they
the
went
prairie
on the
dog.
sled ride,
Yeah.
and then he gets nuked by the fridge, right? After the sled ride. Is that
Right. Right.
correct?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and then my assumption is he wandered out and found humans. They did have people out on the test
Hmm.
site. They were in
Yeah.
bunkers and they had the glasses on because it
Right.
kept saying, be sure to put your goggles down while the alarm was going off. So I
Hmm.
guess the assumption is that the American government came and found him and then
Yeah.
let him go back to work and then
And then
followed him
investigate him.
around
Yeah.
because he gets put on leave
Uh huh. Yeah.
from the college.
And before we hit that thing, Teague actually has a good point right here. After we find out the other things, like nothing else there is really magnetic too.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
The first thing I
exactly. Good
said
point.
was like
Yeah.
nothing else is magnetic in that entire place. The one good thing about that though, before I forget, is right at the end when they're doing the truck chase inside the warehouse. They hit
Right.
a bunch of boxes, and when he turns and drives away, they show you just the edge of the Ark of the Covenant in a box.
Yes.
I thought
Yeah.
that was cool.
Yes. Of
The
course.
problem is it reminded you of a much better movie.
Well, and I was sitting there thinking, well, initially, like, are they going in for the
Yes.
the arc? Of course, now when you have the
Is that
title and think about it with the title, then you're like, why would they be looking for it? But either way, it was a nice little callback there for that. So,
Mhm.
and Teague said, yeah, it's a nuclear test zone. It's crawling with feds and scientists. Well, Teague, feel free to rant and rant if you want to. Just tell us what you think. All of y'all, tell us what your favorite scenes are. Tell us, be honest with it, and we'll pick some of the comments as we go through and along here to see. I want to go through the movie a bit more. I want to talk about some things, but I do want to hit Master's point back there before, because I think, like I said, it was a hurricane in neutral. I think we're starting to get some traction with how we need to move forward here, Daisy. So thank you. And thank you guys in the chat. Daisy, we can't do this without them out there, can we?
No, that's true. They wanted this, they get their say, and we shall take their
Yeah.
lead.
And you give us things to think about and stuff like that. So, all right. So we got emergency hugs going out there. So, all right. So, and he couldn't have had a compass on him. He was just out in the middle of nowhere. That makes so much more sense than gunpowder.
I think he asked for a compass first, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he
Didn't
did.
he
He
ask
did.
for a
He
compass?
asked for a
And then
compass. And
and they
nobody had
all
a
looked.
compass. Yeah.
Nobody had a compass.
Yeah.
And then he started throwing
Yeah. Now,
dust in the air and watching which way it went. And I'm going, please, what is this? Like Tinkerbell, we're throwing
yeah.
fairy dust around inside a warehouse.
Well, and Teague says, I think this movie is much better now than it was 6 months ago. Yeah, I wonder why. Now,
Yes, I have
now,
heard that.
now, Mr. Angel liked the swashbuckling in this movie. There's a scene later in the movie that I want to talk about it in the forest. So I'm going to start that though. And Archer Collins says, hashtag blame the chat. All right. Hey, y'all are good.
Hashtag nuke the fridge.
Yeah. So we said, he then goes, he gets washed down. I love the wash down scene. I kept waiting to see how long they were going to go down in front of it, but then they do that, and they meets with the bureaucrats. Your spy and all that. Then, like you said, goes back to work. Then they're investigating him, so the college puts him on indefinite suspension, and then he's going to go to Europe. It sounds like. Then Mutt and him catch up with each other, and they talk. We hear his mom was in connection with Oxley, and then sent him a letter, and these Russian agents were there. What did you find enjoyable about that soda shop scene?
It just was a callback to me to movies like from the 50s, like The Wild One and that kind of thing, where the difference between, the the football players with their Letterman jackets were one clique and the greasers were a different clique, and that they could be together and have this conversation. It was funny because the waitress had a beer. She had 2 beer bottles on, she was holding, and
hmm
Mutt took one of them and put it on the table. And then and Indy doesn't know Mutt is his son yet. He picks it back up and puts it back over, like, nope, you're not underage drinking while I'm around. I
Yeah.
thought that was funny. I thought they did a nice attention to detail of the costuming, because I'm going to go for the things that I did like. The costuming, the way it was handled, it was sort of funny because Indy says to Mutt, hit this guy, and Mutt's like, what? Like, why? And he just goes, points out the 2 G-men over there, and so that was funny. And I liked the motorcycles and the cars. They were all beautiful, the old style buses.
hmm
The campus was gorgeous.
Yes.
I don't know where it was filmed, but it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
So that was fun. I thought it was fun.
hmm Yeah, I like that scene too. It's one of the it's probably the first thing that really jumped out at me that I really liked. Because you could see it just happening, just a fight between, like you said, the greasers and the football players, and
Yep.
But it was also good that Indy could read the room like that. Indy knew what was going on, and he found a distraction.
And it showed he was intelligent. He read what was going on, and he was like, okay, my brain is still working and working quite well, and I'm going to figure this out. This is how we get out of here. As opposed to some of the other things they have Indy do, or just make him like, yeah, he's been in the first 3 movies in some pretty nasty scrapes, bad situations, and he does use his brain power to get out of it. And in this one, they couldn't decide. Sometimes he was quite smart, quite street smart, and sometimes he was just like a deer in headlights.
Yeah, it was.
There's the motorcycle.
There's the motorcycle.
Oh yeah. So I must admit. Okay, so my hubby used to ride motorcycles with our son. Yep. And so I was occasionally the biker chick on the back. We had the helmets, the full leathers, the whole 9 yards, very careful. So this motorcycle is beautiful.
Wow. I did not know that about you. I think that's cool. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Just a lot of things. It's very expensive to have a motorcycle.
Oh yeah.
Because
you want to weather
really, you
want to wear the leather and everything else in case you have a wreck. Yeah.
Right. And we live in a desert, so it's very hot to dress appropriately, and you want to do that because motorcycles don't win.
No.
They're the ones that go scraping across the ground, and that's it. So, but it is a beautiful motorcycle.
Well, we got to find something, Master. We got to find something, Masters.
I know. The positives were, and I really loved the cars, the older cars. And as I say, they paid attention, like to this, even to the train car behind him. Just the attention to making it look reasonably like the period of time they were, the time and the place where this is meant to be set, what the trains were like, what the motorcycles were like, what the cars were like, what the people would have been wearing. That attention to detail, I appreciate that, because there's a whole lot of people behind the scenes in movies that are in charge of making sure all of that actually like goes together, at least reasonably well. Somebody doesn't accidentally stick, a computer in the 19, you don't want, the famous one. You don't want to leave your coffee cups Game of Thrones while they're filming. I mean,
I remember
so
that.
There's a whole group of people who, first of all, the people who design the sets and the costumes, to get everything as accurate as possible. And then there's people that are supposed to, their job is to look at the scene and make sure that that doesn't happen. Nobody leaves their coffee cups or their iPhone or whatever. So I do appreciate when that is done well, because those people, those are the names at the end that everybody gets up and goes home and never reads. Those
Right.
those people work hard too. So
They do. You didn't have it without them. I mean, they're the attention to detail. Then again, in some movies they don't pay enough attention to detail, and you're like,
no. And then once we get away from this, I think they fired all of those people that paid attention and just hired people off the street and said, "Here."
yeah, because honestly, it just felt like
the graveyard was horrible. Oh my God, the graveyard was horrible. I'm like, I have seen haunted houses in people's yards that look better than that. I'm sorry.
I just go ahead, guys, y'all. If y'all have more in the chat, continuity is very important.
Yeah, yes. It is. Continuity is very important. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
This one felt like it had no continuity because it just didn't know what it wanted to be. It just kind of
went everywhere.
Yeah, and then it did not help itself when it went out of this world with aliens. I mean, and not just aliens. Now finding out later, it's interdimensional. They're these beings that can go to different, just different dimensions. It's like, again, to your point, it's not science fiction. It's
just the wrong. It's not that you can't mash genres together, because the first Alien movie is sci-fi haunted horror house in the sky. So it's a scary movie where the monster keeps changing what it looks like, and you don't see it very often, like a scary movie monster. But it's definitely sci-fi. You can mix and match them, but this did not work because you'd set him up semi-grounded, in what he was looking for and stuff. And then it's not even like an artifact. It's actually the skull of one of the aliens. And if we'll get there. But it's just, it was very odd.
I even have trouble trying to plot summarize this thing back because, because all I know is that there's running in one jungle, they get captured, then they get away, then they go into more jungles to get captured. It was like a series of captured jungles, and then we get the ant scene towards the end, which I know some.
We can get to the ants.
So, where should we go next?
So anyway, they run around. They run around in this silly graveyard, and what's this? Yeah, we'll get to the ants. We will. The premise is that the Francisco de Orellana or Aureliana. I'm sorry, my Spanish is very weak. I took Spanish so many years ago. Yeah. Anyway, that dude gets buried in this graveyard, and nobody's robbed the graveyard, and there's still all this gold and stuff in it. And nobody looked behind his body. I mean, if you're going to go in and mess around with the graves, you would think somebody would have moved it and found the skull, because it's not small. It's a very large crystal skull. I mean, it's not something you stick on a keychain. It was just very odd.
It actually reminded me of the alien skull.
Yes,
it really did in a lot of ways.
And there was, as I say, there's this, I believe it's a carving into rock or something along those lines. And it's in Middle or South America. So probably Mayan or Aztec, I think. And everyone looks at this particular one and says, oh, that is definitely an alien space guy sitting in a chair looking up to take off in his rocket. I mean, and you can kind of look at it and go, well, okay, yeah, I guess I see that. And that's sort of what the alien in the Aliens movie, not the alien itself, but the other ones that planted the seeds on Earth.
Right.
I can't remember the name of the movie. Anyway, it was one of the later
Prometheus? Was it
movies.
Prometheus?
Prometheus. The Prometheus guys
Mm-hmm.
were based kind of on that drawing. So I could see where you get the alien skulls kind of thing, but these were really intelligent aliens. They weren't the ones that run around and spit acid at you. So it was weird.
Yeah, it just okay. I agree. That's why I have so much problem. You have more recall of this than I did. It's just because the graveyards. Then it seemed like every time they turned around, they got captured again. Of course, then they break free.
This is true, and then they break free.
Then we had that big the chase in the jungle where they're in the truck, the jeeps and stuff, and we talk about the swashbuckling and the sword play. Because
he did say Mutt did say earlier when Indy was saying, "Oh, don't listen to your mom." This is before he knows it's his son. Drop out of college. College professors don't have much to say, which I thought was a stupid thing for a college professor to say.
Yeah.
But Mutt did say, "Oh yeah, I took this class and that class," and he did say something about either fencing or swordsmanship or something.
Right.
So that was an inkling that we're going to have a sword fight, because the Russian lady she had a sword, so I figured, well, somebody's going to fight her for it.
I got a sword. You got a sword. We all got a sword.
I got swords. We're all going to fight with them on jeeps in a jungle.
Yes, exactly. Now, see, Mr. Angel says he did like the swashbuckling in the film, and he said it was well done. I didn't see how they could be doing that kind of sword work on moving vehicles in a jungle with trees and stuff hitting you. That's the problem I had with it. But if you could see that as a possible thing and that it would work,
if you had a good sense of balance in your sword play, then I could see that you could, if the vehicle wasn't bouncing around too much underneath you, and they are in a jungle, so that's exactly what it's going to do, that you might be able to pull it off for a little while. But the jumping back and forth and the shooting things and the yes, hip, hey, it was a little much.
Yeah.
It was a little much.
Well, you finish up your thought there. I'm going to go ahead and put our poll in because we're at about almost an hour already. Can you believe it? How fast it is? We started and was like, whatever. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, gosh, time flies. We went from not sure what to do to now, man, time's flying. So what we're going to do tonight is ask you which is your favorite of all the favorite
of the 4 movies. You can only put 4 in the poll anyway, right. So it's just going to be the 4 that we've covered.
Right. Yeah, because some people may like this. I mean, and that's the thing is, people may like it. So I'm going to list them in order: Raiders of the Lost Ark.
In order of when they were released, not in order of timeline.
Title, right. Title: Temple of Doom.
Last
Crusade.
Crystal Skull. Because it wasn't called Nuke the Fridge.
I know. I like Nuke the Fridge is a better.
We'll be respectful because there may be people that like it.
Yeah.
Which is fine. You guys can like it. I didn't like the second one, and a lot of people do.
I tell you what,
Dadman.
I liked it. I liked it better now. I mean, I always trashed it and everything else. I liked it better. Still not as good as the others, but I liked it better. But this one, this one just
this didn't get better. With
I was falling asleep on it last night trying to watch it. I mean, I really was.
Well, it didn't do that.
And Archer says swords. Bah, I have a bow.
Yeah. Well, and they had guns mounted on the jeeps and things were flying back and forth, and it was just like, okay, I'm sorry. And then the monkeys. Oh, we have to point out the adorable little capuchin monkeys. And then all of a sudden, Mutt becomes Tarzan.
Yeah,
it starts flying through the jungle with
Well, let's look what our resident fencer here has to say. That he said it was well done in a fantasy old school style. The fencing itself was well choreographed, in his opinion.
Okay, it did look good to me, and I don't know anything. the only fencing I've ever seen is, say, in the Olympics or those kinds of things. It did look like they choreographed it. It just, with everything else going on, seemed
Mm-hmm.
a bit much.
Yeah. Now, and then to be fair, many might like the movie. Well, reasonably good film if not attached to Indiana Jones. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Angel said Raiders was the favorite, but Temple had the most, the best jokes.
The best
The
jokes.
Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
Wes Cagle says that I like the second a lot. Now I've seen them all. I have to say Raiders the best a lot. Okay. Well, we're going to move into an overall summary. So let's wrap this. Let's get through the rest.
Oh, we got to
this,
talk about
this
the
episode.
ants because there were
Yes,
several
let's go back
people
to
who
the ants.
wanted to talk.
But there's a
Those
bigger
things
issue.
were terrifying.
Yeah, let's pick up on that. Let's just move to that because I mean, like I said, it was just, it felt like the same fighting scenes and more jungles, and then you got a little quicksand thrown in there just for something. But yeah, it was
because
like,
of the snake. That throwing that snake in here, hold this. I'm sorry, the snake would pull apart. You cannot pull a human being out with it. First of all, the snake would probably object, and secondly, he's stuck in a form of quicksand, and you're going to pull him out with a snake. No.
yeah, that was.
But the ants were terrifying to me.
Yeah.
The size and the fact that they just like
they even took that big dude
down to your
and
then dragged him into the their nest.
Up and down. Yeah, that was.
It was terrifying.
Gosh, yeah. That was in. I will say the Indiana Jones movies have had some of the most gruesome death scenes in it.
True, they have.
Yeah. So, let's see.
So then they get past that.
Marion lands the boat in a tree, then in the water.
She lands in the water, and then Oxley, who's still lost his mind, is going three drops, and they're all going, "What does that mean? What does that mean?" And then it dawns on them there's 3, so they don't survive 1 waterfall, they survive 3, and I realize the drops get shorter, but no comes to mind.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, a lot of people like to talk about the indie movies, so it's definitely a thing. A monkey surprise from Temple, will never forget.
Yes. Oh God. Yes. The brains.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Gosh.
They're frozen.
Chill monkey brains. It was hilarious. But with this one, there really is not a lot to do until you go towards the end. They're in there. Mac gets greedy with stuff. Of course, the Russian chick wants to know everything and ends up getting her brain blown out because she couldn't handle everything.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I talked over you. I'm sorry.
No. You go ahead.
Odd to me. So
okay.
So first, Indiana. Once they figure out that it's aliens, okay. 2 things happened that were odd to me. One, Indy says they're collectors, like being archaeologists. So they had all of this stuff that they'd collected. Yet when they went back to their dimension, it shows all that stuff being thrown about. So they didn't collect it to take it home, which made no sense to me. And the second thing was when he put the skull on and she's getting all of the knowledge into her eyeballs, the 13 skeletons go zip, 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 like they became one alien. Is that what you interpreted that as? That was odd to me.
Because one didn't have the head, they put the head on it. I think so. Like I said, these type of movies, I have difficulty following.
Okay. Well, the room was spinning, and then they said, okay, it's time to get out. And that was cool. They had to wait till the hallway aligned, and they jumped through. That was cool. But it looked like the aliens were going zip, 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 and all becoming one. And then it became like it was not just the skeleton, it was a full-fledged alien. It was very odd visual. And then they left without all their loot, which confused me.
Let me see, because I think I might have.
I don't have it on my computer, and I may be wrong. If you remember, let me know.
I'm trying to look through the photos again real quick because
I have at least 12 of you lovely people watching us on YouTube. I don't know
Yay.
how many are over on Twitch.
Right
Thank you
here.
for joining us for this craziness.
Right here. Here's the alien that comes back.
Right. So it started as the 13 crystal skulls, and they put the skull back on the one that had lost his head.
Mm-hmm.
And then they all kind of phase around and make this one creature, which seemed like an odd thing to me. Why did they become 13 crystal skeletons and then go back into being one? Does that have something to do with the interdimensional traveling? It just seemed like an odd visual.
And at the West Kegel's making the point that they all became one because they were a hive mind.
Okay.
That's how they existed in their dimension, and I can understand that. That does make some sense.
Okay, so then they broke apart in our dimension to be 13 different people. Okay,
yep.
that makes
and
more
folks,
sense.
feel free to opine on this movie because we're kind of going to wrap up and do kind of a general overview of the whole series. But if y'all got good, bad, or whatever, go ahead and start putting them in the chat, and I'll try to catch up with them. But Daisy, you want to say anything about how this wraps up the very end? Because I do want to get back to Master's point on something very
the only
earlier.
2 things is, one, I felt very, very bad for the natives in the jungle because the Russians wipe them all out at the end.
Yeah.
And that seemed, I don't know, like you didn't really need to do that, but they did. And then they climb up on the side of a mountain, and the spaceship's whizzing, and you blink your eyes and it disappears because it's in another dimension. And then the water rolls in, and all I could think was, wow, those are terrible special effects. You do not look like you're standing there watching any of that happen.
Wow. Man, and this is a movie franchise that had good special effects. And
yeah, I mean, and maybe in 2000, I can't remember what I thought in 2008, whether I thought the same as I did watching it now. I'm going, yuck. But maybe
I spelled it Last Crusade. I spelled in the chat Last Crusade.
Oh, no.
Last Crusade. Dang it. Anyway, go ahead. Okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, and I can't see the poll for some reason on my phone, so that's fine.
Well, people are only voting for 2 of the movies. They're either voting Raiders of the Lost Ark or Last Crusade.
I would vote for Last Crusade.
Yeah,
I can't vote because it won't show up on mine, but that would be my vote, would be Last Crusade.
Yeah.
So. And it's very difficult because I really love Raiders.
See,
because it's the first one.
I did what, like Stoney says, I thought Mutt should have been a lot nerdier. Kind of like Henry in Last Crusade. So, especially at an earlier age. At an earlier age instead of this tough guy thing.
I guess he was trying to be more rebellious. And if you think about it, Marion, when she was younger, was kind of had to be not the feminine female type. She had to take care of herself and then run the bar and do all that kind of stuff. And she probably taught her son some of that rebelliousness.
Right.
Rather than what he would have been like if he'd been raised by Indy.
Well, yeah, you showed around them young. That's made the way they turn out. Yeah, I agree. You could see she was flustered with a lot of it, though. But hey, it happens in parenting, you know.
Parenting teenagers is difficult.
I know.
Or young 20-somethings. It's just not easy being the parent of someone that age.
Well, I will just say that with this movie, the ending of it, I don't even remember. The whole alien thing, the lady blowing her mind melding, and all that just overwhelmed me. I didn't get any of that. So, folks, if y'all have good or bad, throw it out there now. Teague, like some of y'all, if y'all got more to say, we'll try to do it this last couple minutes. But Daisy, any other thoughts on this movie? Because I'm pretty much, like I said, with this movie, I just don't know what to say. I can't even hate it. It's kind of numbing.
It didn't get any better. I mean, I saw it back in 2008 with my husband in the movie theater because we liked Indiana Jones. It didn't it didn't get better or worse. I mean, I watched it and went, "Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember that." I mean, I did note that in the beginning, I liked some of the things at the beginning. As the movie went on, there was still some attention to the different types of detail, but it just went all
Mhm.
over the place. And I mean, it was interesting that Oxley was trying to get a message through ancient languages, and there were some interesting
Yeah,
things, but it was still like it's all over the place.
yeah, exactly. Uh, let's see a few things.
I'm
All
not
right.
even sure who what.
Jess said if you close the chat and reopen it, you should see the poll on your phone. If you see that,
Oh, okay. Thank you.
try
I'll
to do
give
it.
that a shot.
Well, while you're looking at that, Admiral Teague said India had experience fathering with Short Round was his best in his best movie. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a father son relationship there. I mean, with him and Short Round, that is a wonderful point that you made there. Completely different. Then Teague says this movie is a mixed bag, but Indy escapes with his dignity intact. It's a cool version of Indy in a pretty bad movie. But that's true, and he also ended up marrying Marion at the end. So the one,
Yes.
although we were happy with the ending of Crusade, it's probably the storybook ending, but they couldn't keep it that way,
Yes.
could they?
Yeah, and they didn't let Mutt have the hat. Right at the end, Mutt's about to put the hat on his head, and Indy takes it like, no, not ready to give that up yet. So that
That's
was kind of cool.
yeah. Uh, Kegel's Wes Kegel's asking Tita if he liked Temple Doom best. I actually a couple months ago when we talked about this, I actually liked. I hated Temple Doom for all these years, refused it, hated it, but I actually liked it watching it as an older person. So but it's was not the best, of course. But yeah, Fat
Yeah.
Idiot Brit Sidekick was sort of okay. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Tegan saying, yeah, the poll was fixed. I submit the real winner. Hey, I'm not the NFL. Okay. You wanted me to help you with the NFL crusade the other day. My polls are not rigged. They come out exactly how they are. So, Daisy, we've talked about this movie, and I'd rather us make sure, give us a good four movie recap, some time to spend on some good stuff. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay. I just want to make sure we talked about this. Folks, we tried. I tried hard with this one, but there was just nothing to get excited or even hate to where we could rampage for an hour and a half. But so we will use it as a chance to look back fondly on some of the stuff throughout the series and hope y'all do too. But I do want to hit a little bit of a serious point right now. I think it came across pretty serious though. And Masters, if you're here, please, I want curious to see. Okay, Masters had posted earlier. The Mexicans were not amused about this movie. I guess you know that there are some real skulls and they have a strong spiritual meaning. All in all, they found it disgraceful.
I can
So,
I can see why, because I do know that um there are some skulls that are have spiritual meaning to the Mexican people, and Central and South Americans as well. And so I can see that they would not have thought this was cute.
mm-hmm, exactly. And back to the let's see right here because it was like it's even if you go to Devil's Tower up there, with where uh, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, was there's a
Mhm.
lot of Indian uh, holiness, sacredness to the site and things in the
Yeah,
area. They
to
have their
that
prayer.
mountain.
They have
Yes.
their prayer mobiles that hang out of trees and stuff, and they're telling you don't touch them, don't mess with them, and things like that.
Right.
It's really like you're going on sacred ground, and it's
It's
I,
treading on someone's traditions, and I get that you could look at it that way with the Ark of the Covenant and the Holy Grail, and to some extent maybe the sacred rocks in the Temple of Doom. I don't think as many people complained maybe or took offense at those, although they could have. And you probably should have thought of that before you went and made these skulls aliens from another planet. I mean,
mhm, right.
you didn't change the overall belief of what the objects were in the first three movies. They were basically the objects we've all heard about, as opposed to this one, you're taking the object and making it, oh, it's the skull of an alien.
Mm-hmm.
That could be considered very disrespectful.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So, Masters, if you have more thoughts on that, please feel free to share. He also said, and please, our community is one of those suffering from the people with aluminum hats gathering twice a year and waiting for ET. He's living in Tepoztlan. Look it up. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they have what is the one they have out in the desert? Not the Burning Man one. There's a one they go out and it's a bunch of people that basically believe that ET is going to land out in the desert and that kind of thing. They do that every few years too. There's also a town. There's a town in Nevada that's close to one of the gate where you do not go past that. That's the federal nuclear where they tested things and where Area 51 is and all that kind of stuff. You do not go through that gate. They will come and get you. So don't. It's not funny. But on the civilian side, they have this tiny little town where people go and do whatever it is. They commune with the stars. And one of the little places to stay is called the Little Alien Inn. You know, like INN in the alien. Yeah.
I got you.
Not in Roswell. That's in New Mexico. This is in Nevada. I can't remember the name of the town. I think it's Betty, but it could be. It's a woman's name. There's one town on one side and one town on the other. And I can't remember
the Road Warrior Bartertown meetup. Is that?
That's one I haven't heard of, but it's possible. There are several of them.
Tig. That's Independence Day. I know who Captain Stephen Heller.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, no, wait, no. Are you so? I mean, Teague may be right, but I'm thinking of I don't know. I'm getting confused because I tell you that when I hear that name, I think of when I hear El Toro and Stephen Hiller, I think of Independence Day and Will Smith. But
we will not go quietly into the night.
Yeah, that one. That was a better movie, but hey. Let's see. Archer Collins says he knows what the real significance of the Crystal Skulls is. He watched Stargate SG-1. I don't, so obviously you do.
I think it's from the TV series, not the movie, but yeah.
Admiral Teague loves the Raiders. All movies aside, Temple of Doom are highly formulaic. Now, Wes Cagle says the film is by no means perfect, but he enjoyed it. It was fun. What I thought at the time, a fitting, respectful send off to any, and that's fine. And you're right. It's I've been nicer to this movie than I thought it was going to be. Honestly, I really did. I thought I was going to be a lot harder on it, but it really was kind of just like a meh, just kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just sitting here like. You know, it's not the worst movie. It's not the best. So, and everybody make sure y'all hit that like button. We got 15 watching, 12 likes. So y'all make sure you smash that like button. Sub if you haven't already. So we're at 511. We're just going to keep going up. Got the great Daisy Blossom Flower Child with us tonight. I'm finishing up this. Admiral Teague says George Lucas outright said the aliens are aliens and used the term extra dimensional to get the idea past Spielberg. So
yeah, I don't know.
Oh God, Teague. Okay, Teague. Damn it. You got me, dude. I did Teague. Yeah, remember Russell Case?
Nope.
Oh, you got me, Teague. I was wondering about El Toro. It was a Marine Corps base, though. Oh gosh. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
So take it as a man. I discussed all alien movies, all of them today on stream. There's 6 and only 2 are good. Exactly. But Masters, did we kind of hit on what you were saying about the movie as it was taken in the area a little bit? Because that's a serious point. So yeah. Hey, Wes Cagle. That's why I say it all the time, because I do it on everybody else's streams. It's easy to forget that. Oh my goodness. But hey, we got 15 of y'all still with us here. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Daisy, all right, let's look back at what was good for the 4 movies we looked at. Any favorite memories, favorite parts? And what would be, well, we know what your favorite movie is, but why?
Um, there's the first one was just it's the first one in the series. You get introduced to these characters. Um, it had some really good action scenes. Um, it started the whole thing off really well. The second one I didn't like when it came out, and I still didn't like it when I rewatched it. And the third one edges out the first one to me, because I really thought that Harrison Ford and Sean Connery made a very good father and son, even though they're in real
Yes.
life not that far apart in age.
Right.
And their interaction seemed very, very genuine to me. And the ending, where his dad is trying to rescue him, and Indy keeps reaching out for the Grail, the cup,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes, I can get it, I can get it. And his dad's going, Henry, Henry, stop. And finally,
Yep.
his dad very quietly leans over and goes, Indiana, let it go.
Yeah.
And it dawns on Indiana how much his father loves him, and that is more important than this object. So that will
Mm-hmm.
always be
Well,
the best
and the thing
for
is, the
me.
emotion between the two of them, they had such the problem with each other for so long,
Yes.
and they'd been ostracized, alienated, and the fact that, when you saw the emotion when his dad was shot, when his dad was shot, it was
Yes.
like, Dad, it was a trigger to, I hate using the word trigger, but you know what I mean in this case. So that is that it spurred him, it jolted him into a new sense of like, oh my God, here. We also saw it with Henry at when the tank went over the side and you thought Indy went over. He's like,
Yes.
I
Thought his son died.
I did see, folks. This is what's happening with damn real life, and I'm gonna get serious for a freaking second though. Love your people around you. Love your friends.
Yes.
You don't know if you have another moment from one day to the next, and I tell you, that emotion in that scene always gets me because there's so much truth in that. You don't know if you're gonna have tomorrow. You don't know if you're going to have the next 5 minutes, and in that scene, they so powerfully made it such a big message. And I will bring in Independence Day that we get so busy and wrapped up on our petty differences and stuff like that so many times. Be good to people out there. Be good to your friends. Take your time, even if it costs you time, even if you have to put aside your own stuff, don't take time for granted. Enjoy every moment, enjoy every day, and enjoy those that you love being with, especially. So, all right, sorry for that emotional thing, but it's so true. That scene always weighs on me. And we had it twice. We had it once with both characters, where you thought they were going to die or were dead, and then each character, but because they were so polarized against each other. I should have sent it to the Marx Brothers.
Yes.
With Dad, don't call me Junior. The end of the high emotional intensities, and then all of a sudden we see the moment of true love that breaks through with that. And I agree with you. The two of them together, that was just a bond you don't see between actors very, very often. They were like father and son, even though they could have been brothers.
Yeah, and it's not always just that they're good actors. They just have to have chemistry, because there have been some, siblings or parents and kids and stuff in movies, and both of the actors were very good actors, but it just wasn't a believable. They didn't have chemistry.
Right.
Harrison Ford and Sean Connery, whether or not they really did, they very much seemed to have very good chemistry and pull off a father and a son who did not see eye to eye.
Mm-hmm.
So, which was one good thing about this movie. You could at times kind of see Indy thinking, okay, this is what Dad was dealing with me.
Right.
It wasn't as well done at all, but You know,
Yeah.
there was a moment or two of that.
Exactly. So, and we get this line here. About 16 people here. Make sure y'all follow us on Twitch and make sure you hit that like button and sub over here if you haven't with that. So, but also we only have 9 votes in the poll, folks. Go vote. Please go vote. So, Masters did follow up. It is what I say. The people here felt like the alien part was disrespectful to the magnificent outcomes of the Aztec and Mayan cultures.
Yeah, I can see that.
And he said that their Latin people become more and more aware of the cultures, so things are seen more critical nowadays. So,
yeah.
On a lighter note, yes, Elsa Schneider's. No, I'll fight you, Teague. No, hell, freaking no, hell no. Marion Zahadi, that older, more mature brunette. Oh yeah, give me that all day. Sorry.
I have no opinion on the matter.
It's okay. I just I'll fight you on it, Teague. We'll go for that. You settled up maybe on your channel one day. We'll go for that. How about that?
And I liked the people when I said Indy Let It Go and they were joking around in the chat about Elsa singing Let It Go.
Yeah.
Nobody broke out into song.
As an immortal highlighter, I can't be deleted unless an immortal.
Right.
Wes Cagle agrees they're prime A #1 actors.
Yeah, they were.
See, Archer says that they're such good actors, you accepted them as father and son, even though they're only 12 years apart.
Yeah. And I think they did a little bit of probably makeup to make that 12 years look farther apart as well. But yeah, you believed it, even though you might know.
Let me research this one. Or can you research something for me real quick, Daisy? Or
what is it you need me to
this
do?
question right here. If you can find the actress who played Frau Barbissimo in Austin Powers, there was a scene in Last Crusade. Do you remember the scene with the lady that goes, "Alarm"?
In the Last Crusade with the lady that goes,
alarm, when they were in the fireplace spinning it.
Oh. So, vaguely. Oh, okay. Wait, you took. Okay, I need the spelling. You need to bring it back up. I'm sorry. Don't type that fast.
I know you're good.
Simo from Austin Powers. I have no clue because I did not see the Austin Powers movie. Oh, her, yes. Let's see. Her name is, come on, give me her name. All kinds of pictures the minute I saw the picture. Mindy Sterling. Her name is Mindy Sterling.
Okay, let me see if it's let me see if this is it Mindy or I?
Mindy, Mindy, Sterling with 1 L.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. I don't think it is. I think it's got to be 2 different. I don't. But
she might be uncredited too, because it wasn't like a huge part.
Yeah.
In
it just she looked like it though, so that's. I know I've always had I know that I've always had that look. It looks similar, but I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know how to see what other movies she's been in. It doesn't give me her movie.
Let me go here. Let me go back to this.
Her movie listings.
Full cast.
So
yeah.
Let me go back. I'll type her name in. Oops, Mindy.
Hey, see, we like doing this type of stuff. We don't mind. We'll
movies.
Because
okay, so what am I? I'm looking to see if she was in Austin Powers.
She is in Austin Powers. We're looking to see it.
She was in The Last Crusade. Looking through her, the movie she was in. Wow, she's been in a lot of movies.
A lot of stuff. I'm trying to find the all cast.
Scooby-Doo things. Yeah, I don't see her. I don't see it listed. But that was really quick search.
Yeah, I
Oh, when she's not screaming, she's really quite cute.
Yeah.
When she's not yelling and screaming and ranting and raving, yeah.
I know. It's like, oh gosh. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Everything I've seen, I don't think so.
Yeah, I
Teague,
don't see it.
but yeah, I've always thought that though. I've actually thought that. And back to Wes Cagle said his dad asked him about going to see a Phillies game, and I said no because I have back problems. The next week he was gone.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you don't know. You don't
Our
know.
sorry, our sympathies for that loss, and you
Yes.
know,
Sorry.
but by all means, take care of each other, and even if you have to move mountains to do it, do what you can as much as you can. So,
But
now,
if there's a reason and something like that happens, you do have to cut yourself some slack because
yes,
life
yes,
is what it is,
yes.
unfortunately.
And here's what Wes Cagle and I can agree on. Yes, Miriam Ravenwood all day, all day. Exactly. Give me a smart, intelligent woman, and she's intelligent. I mean, the other was book smart, but hey. Anyway, let's see. That's a that's a Walter. Yeah, that's a Walter PPK. Yeah, exactly. Oh gosh, Jess is 12 years apart can give a borderline parental turn to sibling relationship since you gotta help raise. Oh, oh, oh.
I don't know. That's pretty close,
Yeah,
though.
she only screams alarm, but it's a comment in the field community may have been used. Yeah, I know, but I think it's just coincidence because the woman in Last Crusade looks like it. West Cagle. We all started researching that, so I don't think so. Uh,
Yeah,
hey,
I
it's
couldn't find it.
no problem on a conversational rabbit hole. We like rabbit holes, the squirrel moments and stuff like that. It's okay. She
Yeah, we're
wasn't the
fine.
brave little toaster, though.
She was at a lot of things. There were a whole bunch
Oh,
of things.
Tig, I
Scooby
tell you
Doo
what, give
things.
me that bartender. She's street smart, okay? Stunning alarm. Uh, well, I tell you, I think I agree with you that my favorite was Last Crusade. It really, there. I think I don't. I will. Music is the biggest thing with me, and I think there were enough other side connections to Crusade that got me
Mm-hmm.
because you had Julian Glover who played Donovan, the bad guy, who was General Veers in The Empire Strikes Back. There is that one historical German military march that they play that it's a really neat song and of itself when just listening to it as a song. And there's other things like the "Let the Nature Be the Winds" according to Charlemagne, and there are so many different things that were thrown in it that there were things that I loved, really, really loved. And
Well,
it may
and
be local. And the thing is, a lot of times, see, I don't what I watch a movie. Here's the thing is, and this is where I think we differ, Teague, and I differ from a lot of people because I watch movies differently than my wife. I'm not really caught up in production value. I'm not really caught up in what does CGI looks like. I'm not caught up in all that. I'm really at the end of the day coming down to the movie entertain me and was it fun?
Mm-hmm.
That's generally the biggest point where I have, and I think that's why I believe I act and I was serious when I said I liked the Marvels movie. Not that it was a great Oscar performance, not that it was best ever, but at the end of the day, I was entertained. I didn't feel preached at. I could live with the bad CGI or whatever. But could I could enjoy the movie for what it is. Daisy, do you have any thoughts?
Um,
Or were you going to say something? I
I
thought you were trying to say something.
oh
Sorry.
no, I was thinking I haven't seen the Marvels, so I don't have an opinion. Um,
But as you watch a movie, I mean,
I watch movies. It really depends on the type of movie. Sometimes if the story and the acting is good enough, I'm okay with some bad CGI as long as it doesn't like pull me out of it completely.
mm-hmm,
It's like with sci-fi, I'm okay with a little bit of tweaking the science part of it, but if you
mm-hmm,
bend science and then break it in half, then I'm not okay anymore.
right.
Um, and it is important that if the idea of the movie like this is it's an adventure, it's fun archaeology, it's not a college course in archaeology.
Mm-hmm,
Um, then I'm entertained. I mean,
Hmm.
however, this one just went too far. It didn't meld the two genres well for me, and so I could find bits of it that I liked, but it was most of it I didn't. So
Hmm. Let's see. Um, just trying to get something right here. So let's see I know you say fake, the fake library, all props look fake. I see, and then not bad CGI, really terrible set. Look at the bookcase when he says X marks the spot. See, I don't. My eye does not go to that. My eye is not trained on that. But I mean, the people they are, I mean, I know the missus can get irritated with bad CGI or some bad graphics. She's bad with pacing, and it's like, a lot of times things that I don't even look for because I'm just looking for plot and stuff like that. That's like with this movie. I didn't all the CGI, all the other stuff did not bother me. It just was like I just could not get into it. I could not get a hang on it. Um, so, oh my gosh,
excuse me.
uh, Admiral Teague says J.T. Kirk has shown deeper knowledge of Germany than I have just on this thread alone. So I believe you. I only made it through German 102 by cheating. But it really is the Königsgrätzer March. Königsgrätzer March. It's just, it's an Austria. It was commemorating the Battle of Königgrätz, a decisive battle of the Austro-Prussian War. So and what we saw before when we talked about it is actually the Austrians didn't play it much because that history
Yes.
of losing. So all right. So folks, if y'all want to do this like Wes Cagle has done, go ahead. Give us your order. Wes Cagle says number 1 Raiders, number 2 Temple. Oh, in the order they came out.
Oh.
Raiders, Temple, Crusade, Skull, and last Dumpster Fire, Dysentery. I love that.
Yeah, I didn't see that, and I have no intention of doing so. Not even when
Exactly.
it's or maybe it is already on streaming. I
Exactly.
have no desire to see that movie.
So go ahead,
It'll
folks.
just
If you want to put them in order like Wes Cagle did. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say it would. This one put Indy in a kind of an odd enough out there with the aliens,
Mm-hmm.
but it was still Indy. I don't wish to see Indy as old and broken and shuffling about and time traveling and
No.
no, I'm not going to do it to myself.
So there's no chance you'll watch the 5th one.
Nope.
Well, the missus,
But you
I
can
tried to
talk about it.
I tried to get the missus to go when she's like, I'm not gonna go watch that shit.
Nope.
It's like
Well, that's not what I would, but
well, I
no,
know,
I
but she was
no.
blunt honest. It was like that's how strongly she felt, though. It deserved
Yeah,
the
I went
strategic
no.
profanity. No.
Strategic profanity. I like it. Yes. No,
All
I'm
right.
no. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Now, Teague, I can understand it, and I think this is where I think the mileage varies for everybody. Because see, I I grew up on 70s TV shows, so if we were, I have to sit back and enjoy some of the bad stuff that we have anyway. But I do understand, especially more modern. But like you said, when you see something fake, your immersion is broken. It was a flat mock-up with book spines glued to painted cardboard, and they used gloss spray paint. I understand, and that's good. I understand. That's cool. I think we're just a little
Well,
bit
that's how
different.
I was when they were running around in the graveyard in this movie. I'm just like, okay, it's a haunted house
Yeah,
set. To me, it
yeah,
was just I couldn't. This is not a movie anymore. This is
yeah,
silly. And
exactly.
so, yeah, I can understand. And it does depend on how engrossed you are into, if it was a
Yeah,
better, much better
yeah.
story, would I have been able to overlook the graveyard? Maybe, but
Or
it wasn't.
Archer Collins said, Archer Collins earlier said, it's like this could have been an okay movie had it not been associated with Indiana Jones. And I
Yes,
think
it
that's
may
a very
be,
good
but it
point.
was
Yeah,
still a bit messy.
yeah. Well, there they are. Yes, it's this one. It's Der Konigratzer or Der Konigratzer March. I think we're talking about the same one. Yes, you have a funny personal story with this song. I cannot wait to hear that sometime. Masters. I like. just a wonderful song to see. Admiral T, Temple, Raiders, Crusade. For this mess of a movie, and 5 kind of. I agree. 5 shouldn't even be on the list. So I'm actually kind of surprised though that Temple was number 1. But I will say
and
Temple.
there were people in the when we talked about it, there were people that thought they really, really liked that one, which is cool. I didn't. But that there's a reason that they make all kinds of different kinds of movies because we don't all like the same thing.
I think also you should also give a movie another chance sometimes because, like, 20 years later, Temple hit me a lot better than it did years ago. I matured and things like that. So Temple, I still put it the week of the 3, but because I think this franchise has only one set of bad guys, and that's what they needed to stay with when they could. But hey, Mr. Angel, same thing. The order they came out. All right, Daisy. So think about it. If you had to rank the 4, how would you do it?
I'd do Crusade, Raiders, Temple, Crystal Skull.
I'm with you.
But Raiders and Crusade are very close, first and second.
I agree.
And then Temple of Doom for me is a distant third, and Crystal Skull is bringing up the rear and wheezing.
Yeah, no, I agree with you that it barely made the finish line. I actually have just thought about with Stunning's post here. I wonder how the bundt cake is coming out. Even if it's red velvet, I'll take it tonight. But hey, we'll have to super glue his butt to the seats. Well, there's some good movies that come out too these days. I will say there are some good ones, and they're not all bad.
Yeah, I was really upset that they put Dune 2, that they moved it back, because I was really looking forward to that. I really liked. I'm gonna massacre his name. Denis Villeneuve is the director. It's French, and I'm terrible with French names, so I apologize. But I really liked the first one, and I cannot wait to see the second one.
And to Admiral T, yes, those are all things that were really, really good with that movie. The short round, if you like horror, the snake surprise, the bridge scene, it's there. Teague, I tell you, watching it a few months ago, I had a new respect for it. I
loved Short Round.
Yes.
I liked all the stuff with Short Round. I liked that the first time, and I still liked it this time. He didn't irritate me. I know some people back in the day thought he was irritating. I did not find him to be irritating.
No, I tell you, I like it. Hey, lady. Just like, hey, irritating that movie was whatever. Eek, lady, or eek, or weenie. What is it? Wilma, weenie, Rennie, whatever.
I don't think it's Willie.
Willie, yeah. Oh God, talk about annoying. She was the annoying one in the whole damn movie.
Yeah, she was very annoying.
Oh my gosh. So, all right. So, Wes K was saying the masters fencing is how many oppression got scars on their faces, which are badges of honor. Distant. Oh, blasphemy. Oh, Mrs. Dadman says, I don't have to force myself to eat it.
Eat what? Oh, the cake?
Red velvet cake, yeah.
Yeah, you don't.
I want it, though. I'll take whatever I got.
Well, then eat it and say thank you.
Okay, I will. Yes, ma'am. She's scolding me, Mrs. No, just kidding. Admiral T, June 2.
He's making me a bundt cake. Although my husband did make me a lovely dinner.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Had that happen tonight and last night. Mrs. brought food in when I was busy with stuff. So absolutely. Dune 2 will once again be out 2 weeks when Canadian director Denis Villeneuve tells us it needs to make a certain amount for him to bother finishing the story again. And Mr. Angel,
I think he's going to make the third one. Yeah.
Yeah, Hell Phantom Outsider. Good to see you. Hell Chat Willie. Yeah.
No,
Willie.
No,
there you go.
No, all right. Not Willie. Oh my Dune God, 2. And her screaming.
And that damn that is what I can't get over, Teague, with that damn Temple of Doom. That Broadway chorus line crap, Why not put the friggin' French Revolution in there and bring Les Miserables in as an opening act? Because at least you got some historical context in there. So should have thrown her in the lava pit.
Thrown her in the lava pit. Yep.
Willie Scott. Yes, exactly. So she was funny though. Stunning, you have a good night. Good to see you, man. We're probably going to wrap up in just a couple minutes. So, going to make some dinosaurs on Twitch. Well, you have fun, sir.
Sounds good.
You definitely do that. So, and everybody said, "Hell, Phantom Outsider," and oh gosh, Tiga said Dennis Villeneuve has extorted a sequel from fans to the last 2 movies. Why wouldn't he do it again?
See, at least I said his name a little bit closer.
Wes Cagle, I wear 14 stitches on the first quarter and stood 17 parties. I wonder what that interpretation.
What? Okay.
I'm not sure. I think it has to do with fencing. So let's do this real quick.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Let's do this real quick. Let's look at the poll, and I'm going to go ahead and close the poll. We got 11. We got 16 likes, 14 watch now, but only 11 votes. But I'll go ahead and you got 10.
So I couldn't we got vote, so might have been.
We got a tie. We got a tie again.
Okay, I couldn't vote, so mine would have been Crusade.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I'm looking to wait till you close it and I can see it because
I'm going to wait. I mean, if somebody will vote to break the tie, I mean, because you and I will break the tie, obviously.
Yeah.
So. It's like, we'll give it a second. Let me see what chats came in. I like asking questions about Dylan DeWave because I had to, the people had to say Villanueva.
I think it's Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, Villeneuve.
That's a hard American accent on that, though, my friend. Sorry about that, but hey. We still got 16 people watching us right now. That is something else. We got 11 votes, folks. So if you all come through, if you coming in now late, tell us what you like, did not like of any of the Indiana Jones movies. Tell us your favorite order, which ones you like the most, which ones you like the least. Tell us some of your favorite scenes. Well, as we go to start to wrap up. So, we try to give this another few seconds here. I pulled that down. I want to start bringing up stuff that we've got here. So, Admiral Teague, that was a good choice. The re-release of Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
That is
I think I saw that back in 20 or 21 when they were starting to open up. I guess it would have been 21 when they were starting to reopen theaters and they were putting all the old movies in.
Yep. Yeah. I saw Empire 2 at 40th anniversary in 2020.
Yep.
So
we
did good with that.
Saw that one too.
Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, I don't do well with French.
So I know you're English.
I know.
Exactly.
French is very hard.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. We'll do this. We got 16 people still watching us. Hey, I mean, if there's anything else, Daisy, you want to talk about with it, but I think I'm about talked out. My favorite's Crusade. We talked about the drama, the music, and every one of these movies really make the movie, help add to the movies. They're a character. But then again, it's just like a normal John Williams soundtrack. Anything he's involved with, it tells a story, And J.T. Kirk only knows French dressing.
I'm sorry, Admiral Teague.
Stop butchering French with regards the French. With the white flag.
How they tell you.
That's the white flag. I love it, Mr. Angel. But he's not French, so.
I'm sorry. I thought he was.
Admiral Teague, I wish I'd gone to see. Yeah, that's the one thing with 2020 around here when they started reopening and stuff. They were Back to the Future, Raiders of the Lost Ark. There were movies I never saw on the big screen that I got to see on the big screen for the first time. Mostly, my parents didn't go to movies back then, so. But, it was really, really a fun thing to get this experience. And I think now as an adult, I can appreciate it so much better than what than when I would have as a younger age. And I think evidence of that is definitely what we see what happened with this movie, the Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom is really one that I really I really hated that. I truly hated that movie. So when we went to watch it, I was like thinking, this is going to suck and everything else. And I just was
Well, I'm really glad
surprised.
you liked it. I'm
Hmm?
really glad you liked it the second. I'm very, very happy you liked it the second time.
Yeah, it really was a good thing it really was good. I really enjoyed it this time. I like I said, I surprised myself. I truly surprised myself with it. I could not believe that but see, like I say though, I also went into it like I try to do everything else nowadays. I try to go in open, honest, and be fair with it. You know,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
I like I did tried with Ahsoka. That was another one I tried to, but I mean, it was so boring. There was no music, there was no excitement, there was no just drive to it, and it just West Cagle. Only pitch I know is I surrender. I will tell you what happened. We recently had William Shatner come through town on a tour with the screening of Wrath of Khan, but we didn't go because, well, I'm not Trekkie fans. I'm not a Trekkie guy, but it was like $50 a ticket for the like
Mhm.
upper nosebleeds. And if it had been
I
Star
would love
Wars or
to.
something, you would have loved to.
I would have loved to have been able to go with William Shatner. Yeah.
Yeah, I think to me, if it had that Star Wars connection, I might have, but I thought about it, but if I could have scored a $25 ticket, I might have, but it just, you know, exactly that right here. Yes, yes, exactly. That's coming around. Exactly. So if you are into Star Trek, I really believe that you should look for that. It definitely is something to do. Oh my gosh, let's see if we got another vote. We got 16 people, and we are going to close it. Somebody did vote. Somebody did vote, and
Yay!
it was not us. The poll is closing
Ah,
in 4, 3,
three,
2,
two,
1. And
one.
the winner of the poll that takes
Oh my
Dad Man
gosh.
Walking's channel as the favorite of the 480 movies is Last Crusade at 50%.
Woo!
It got 6 votes.
Poor Crystal
AFK
Skull got
Board,
0.
yes. There you go, AFK Board. Thank you.
Yay!
See,
Thank you,
AFK
thank
vote,
you.
AFK, and I'm not politics on this channel and everything. I'm not politics on this, but AFK, you can go around and tell all your friends and your family that your vote mattered.
Yay!
Everybody says my
We
vote
didn't
don't
have to
matter, but
break the tie.
your vote mattered, AFK. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. So, Admiral Teague said, yes, I've seen, oh, you've seen him twice on the Wrath of Khan tour. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, neat.
Oh gosh, wait a second. I think you're getting a little too mild on your old days, Dabman. Well, I can't explain how you could enjoy the morons. Which morons? Which
Which
morons?
morons?
Which morons? I love y'all too, AFK Board. Hey, welcome in tonight. And JT said we've got like 18 likes, so let's see if we can get 20 tonight before YouTube plays around with the numbers. But hey, but yeah, I mean, which more?
Mhm.
I know we're kidding and stuff like that, but I was like, I I don't know. Maybe
Oh,
I'm
he
trying
said
to.
it. He put
Uh,
it in chat. He put it in
there you
chat.
go. The Marvels. But Masters, honestly, if my Masters, I have to be honest. I had to be fair. If that thing would have been crap and all, I promise you, I would have been Pillage of Village on it. I would have been like Darth Maul on it. You know my rants on Darth Maul that you love. I would have Darth Mauled it to death. But I really it was not the worst movie I've ever seen. It was not bad. Hey, Last Jedi was worse. The Fall of Skywalker was worse, and I would even say, looking back, even the 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 thing that started the Mouse trilogy, Force Awakens, which it should have never been dead, but it was this movie was better than those. So AFK Bard voted for Last Crusade. Last Crusade won it. It was tied with Raiders, and Last Crusade wins it. With
Ta-da.
6 votes at 50%. Raiders of the Lost Ark 41%. Temple of Doom had 1 vote, and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull had 0.
0. Goose egg.
Exactly. So,
Yes.
Wes Cagle,
Okay.
I jokingly say around here, vote early, vote often. So wear that in honor. They say, oh, then I should not say. Yes, you can tell all your family your vote matters. Now you can, and then everybody uses you for a political sign. Now, see, this person's vote mattered in an all important Dad Man channel poll. So,
I'm sorry, I was reading the chat. Mr.
oh gosh,
Angel.
there we go.
No,
bring Dad Man to court for a recount. Some people voted twice. The poll stayed open too late. The true winner is Temple of Doom.
Mr. Angels is cute too. Yeah, JT.
Raiders fans retaliate by doing a art unboxing.
Unboxing.
Oh gosh.
I'm sorry, my demented sense of humor, that was funny.
Admiral saying Raiders is named after a mediocre football, whereas Temple is named for a mediocre college. I say for Temple. Temple University.
That's good too. Yeah, that's good too.
Oh gosh, he's still going. He's going down. He's going down fighting. You know.
Of course you do. You. That's, you know what? I am so glad you loved the movie. I genuinely have, because like I said, and I mean it. Yeah. They make all kinds of movies, and there's a reason for that. We don't all like the same things. Mm-hmm. So I am really glad that there are people. They made that movie. Absolutely. They worked very hard on it. They put it out. You enjoyed it. More power to you.
Exactly.
I don't agree with you, but that's just me.
Yeah, but I tell you what, by watching it again, I can appreciate your opinion a lot more, because I went from being a piece of, really there's a piece of crap movie that was a waste of time to actually something that I could respected and actually have some respect for, and like, hey, this is, excuse me, sorry, this is actually a good movie. It's a solid movie. There's no reason to trash it or bash it or anything else, And that's kind of the thing that I had with it.
I think I might have trashed and bashed it.
Oh, I don't think you did when we looked at it. I don't think you did.
No, that's probably true.
I think you were very gracious and polite to it and everything. I think you really, really were. I actually enjoyed doing that stream with you. So now we got to figure out what to do now after this does. Now, see, Phantom Outsider. Hold on a second. Pooch Quasar, and that's why they're at Maculum Suckage. Okay. I mean, let's see. Phantom Outsider said, in technical terms, it screwed up a lot of Marvel history. Originally, the Bengals were thought to be Negabands, which were used by the OG Cap Marvel as quantum bands. They pooched Quasar, and that's why they're at Maximum Suckage. Okay. I think you're talking about he's talking about the
Marvels.
But are you talking about the wrist? The wrist, okay.
Yes.
So, but and I like I said Sunday night on with Claudia and Mark, I come at it as somebody that had no clue about what I was walking into. It's probably maybe what the target audience was. It is itself not knowing that stuff. I didn't get hung up on me. And I also said too, if I was into the lore and like a lot of y'all were, and they are, I probably would have been pissed off. It's like the Star Wars stuff with me, I understand. I understand that. I really do. I understand now what the Trek people went through when Jar Jar Abrams started doing his crap to the franchise, and then then it comes over to Star Wars eventually, So I've learned to appreciate what other people have gone through. My point with what I say is, as a movie standing alone, not knowing anything, it was entertaining. Would I go watch it again? No. Would I spend money to watch it again? No. Maybe only if the missus wanted to go watch it and I could get some cuddles and popcorn, but she said she would not watch it again. So, so I hope that understands. I tell you what, I say it with all respect, because honestly, the worst thing I do not, and I don't want any of y'all to think I take a different side sometimes just to be different or whatever. I mean, it pains me to say I like that movie. I really didn't want to like it. I wanted to, but I try to be fair with what I say, and I don't say stuff to just poke people to get a reaction. Well, except for Darth Maul, but then again, Masters out there heckling me about Darth Maul again. And I love it, Masters, but but when I go to sit, especially, this means a lot of people, Trek, Star Wars, Marvel, a lot of people invest a lot of time of their life and their money into these franchises. And to see them systematically degraded, pulled apart, ripped apart, destroyed, it is hard. It is hard, And I see what happened to my franchise, especially when the ringleaders screamed that they had no content, no source material.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but hey. So I hope that I touched on it. And Phantom Outsider, I appreciate the clarifying on that. I really do because, um, yeah, I really do because I truly, I did like the movie as it is, but I can definitely see why people that are big Marvel fans don't like it, and I did not know with that. So, um, oh gosh, Wes Cagle, I can't. I'm not going to put the comments that have too much political stuff in it. So, except for Teague's yelling for recounts, but hey, Teague says the NFL cheated me out of a Jets win that's still affecting my judgment. We all know the Jets won; they're winning at half, and the NFL showed us a simulation. Isn't that 2 weeks in a row though, Teague? 2 weeks. Yeah, he's still belly aching about the Jets. Yeah, you could be a Bungles fan. So, all right. Let's see.
I think we're
Archer, yeah. Let me wrap up a couple of these here. Dad, Crystal Skull is another point to my argument that the main reason for modern movies is to make previously disliked ones in a series seem better.
That's probably true.
True. That did it. That did it. It made me appreciate Temple of Doom. If I only had to choose watch two, Temple of Doom was the best movie of all time.
Well, a lot of people, that's what they with Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So the sequel trilogy made the prequel trilogy better.
Yeah, exactly. No, Teague, I would love to go on your channel. I'll admit that. I had no problem when I was like, well, that's pretty cool over here. Star Trek looked kind of interesting. They had to change it and stuff. I admit that I wouldn't have mocked a Star Trek fan. I would have just been like, oh, you're overblowing it. But yeah, I mean, I understand your point. I do understand your point. So, yeah, so exactly. Cuddles and popcorn sound like a great evening, but when the wife won't go, so. And Phantom Outsider, I understand that. Agreed. But I didn't go walking in. I have no clue to that. But understanding what people are saying about it from that side, I do, and I understand. And I got you. I hear you loud and clear. I'm just judging it as a standalone movie, but I can understand why people that protect the lore are very passionate about it, though. So, let's see, Filoni, where's the cow? No personality, I guess so. Yeah, disrespected. If they had brains, they would have made the ship made fans happy. Bye. The second half should be played. He's still stuck on that game. Hey, Daisy's a great 49ers fan, so hey. And Teague's channel, he's out there to save all his Star Trek. So, oh gosh. Oh, yeah. Wes Cagle said to Archer, that's why testing Archer's theory. I'm thankful the dumpster fire dysentery. It makes us all appreciate the crystal skull. Okay. So, easy way during the movie, the Bengals bang together, negative zone. The reveal after Carol moves Supreme Desert. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping up. We're at 2 hours. I know Daisy has stuff to do since we're kind of going off. I may do another late night stream tonight. If y'all come over, join me over this, I would love to talk about this stuff further, learn a little bit more from you or this on some of the other topics. But we need to go ahead and wrap up here to let's see here. We got that. And then let's read this last couple. All right. Galactus attacked the Kree homeworld and revealed he had previously attacked the Squirrel homeworld. And then they returned OG Marvel, set up both Galactus and his heralds. Okay. And he was a dude. Okay. All right. Well, we got Daisy. One thing is we still got 15 people watching us. I am so amazed. I'm so honored and thrilled, guys, that you guys have hung on, come out with it. Daisy, you have any last thoughts with this series? I know we're gonna have to find something else to move on to in a month or so.
Yeah. No, I don't. I just really like to thank chat. Whether you've just been here this evening for this one or you've been here for all 4 of them or any combination thereof, I really appreciate all you guys. it's really fun to read, the comments and the things that about the movie
Mhm.
that we didn't, or what you did or didn't like about it. That's what it's all about. Chats on Fire. You guys are great. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes, y'all are, and thank y'all for joining us for so long. And I hope that y'all keep joining us. We're going to have to talk about what we want to do next. Whether we
Hmm.
want to do something lighter like a comedy, or if we want to do something kind of funny, or different types of things. We'll have to see what we're going to do going forward. But we have plenty of options. But listen, yes, thank you, Masters. You were great too. Sorry for butchering the German. I'll keep working on it. Uh, but yeah, thank y'all for being with us. Hope y'all come the next month when we have another show with that. Let's see. I'm
Yeah,
just,
it's normally on the last Wednesday of
yeah,
each month. We had to change it because I was going to be out of town.
exactly, exactly, and that will bring up this Friday. We are talking Buck Rogers 25th Century. After this, we're going to take a couple weeks off. Um, so, but yes, I know I have to get somebody to coordinate with the day in December. I am looking at having it the first Tuesday of December at this point is what I'm scheduling to get a little bit past the Thanksgiving holiday. Um, so, but yes, that party I've not forgotten. But Friday night, join the great Daisy Blossom, Hungry Boy, and JT Kirk as we talk Buck Rogers 25th Century. We're going to look at episodes 5 and 8, Vegas and Space, and Return of the Fighting 69th. And of course, our friend Stunning's not here, so hey, we're just going to have fun with these episodes and see where they go. Come back for a little nostalgia, some great white tight clothing, Wilma Deering, and so much more. So, all right. I think I heard a giggle there, Daisy. All right. So there you go. Friday at 9 p.m. Make sure you have, yes, the fighting. Exactly. The fighting 69th. And we get
Hmm.
Peter Graves in this episode.
We get
Love it.
overacting. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Oh, I love Peter Graves, though. But yeah.
No, not Peter Graves. He's not the one that was overacting.
Oh, wow. No, last week it was Jack Palance, but hey,
Yeah,
we
oh
all know
God,
that.
yes. Oh my goodness. But he's known for that. But
Yes.
yeah, that was
I
that
didn't
was a
realize
bit
he was
over the
known for
top.
that to the point that I didn't realize he was known
Yeah.
for that like that. But hey, oops, that jumped quickly.
Wrong one. Oops. Okay.
This one
There we
here,
go.
folks. This one here, Monday night. Monday night, I've got a special stream with Culture Casino himself. We're talking about the business of college sports, from the name, image, likeness that's emerging even more by the day in college sports, and the conference realignments, where we're only going to maybe have 3 major conferences before it's all done. So it's all, yes. Jack Palance and Buster Crabbe was last week. Exactly. Got 2 great cameos, and you keep watching it. The Buck Rogers series is almost like Batman in a way, where you start seeing people from other things there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You have to look up the names of the cast because you're just when you're just watching it, you go, oh, I recognize
exactly.
this person and that person. You got to go look it up. It's really cool.
I know, I know. But it's an awesome time for this. So make sure y'all hit us this. It's always a great thing. So yes, Culture is a great YouTuber. Big 6 and 1.
Yes.
Well, he's not picking games. This is not a normal. This is not a normal thing that we're doing. And this is actually a special where we're strictly talking about. Where we're strictly going to talk about the business side of the sports industry. The basically it's the paying for players now. Quote, college athletes no longer having only scholarship and not getting paid. They can sign name deals and get paid for it. And what's happening in the money side of it with the you know with the conference realignments, with everybody reorganizing, and the number of big conferences dwindling, and should be a fascinating discussion. So join us for that Monday night, November 20th at 7 p.m. Of course, we have chill chats or something that are random anytime I feel like going live, or sometimes I'll schedule them. Join us for that. Also, our Fortnite streams can be kind of random at times. Sometimes we go live, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we just do crazy stuff, and so especially late at night, we can get off the tracks with the Fortnite, and stuff. And we like that at times, in the right terms, times and conditions and stuff like that. And we just like to do it, have tons of fun as we play our favorite game for old people. Of course, late night might be tonight. If I can find some friends tonight, and if you guys come back for that, we may be able to do some of this, talk about some of the stuff. If I do this tonight, we may be able to talk of some more of the Marvel. Y'all can tell me some stuff, what y'all think with that. So we'll see. Also remember youtube.com, twitch.tv, DadmanWalking55 is the place to go for the videos, for lives, everything else. DadmanWalking55 is my Twitter handle. See you there. I think with that, we go ahead. Daisy, thank you for your time and everything. And we will see y'all all next time, whenever that is, later tonight, or if not, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. with the great Whoopa Troopa for football. Bye, all.